It's a 3-day holiday weekend. What better time to stream some new shows and movies? And here with a few of his suggestions is TV Guide Editor-in-Chief Mickey O'Connor. What's up?
How you doing?
So, let's start with what's new on your list this week. Bloodline returns for Season 3. Let's play a preview and I get your take.
Sure.
You must have hit him over and over and over.
You have no idea how easily this whole thing can go sideways.
What about Eric?
He knows too much.
Whatever they tell you, don't believe a word. It's lies.
Intense. Okay, wait, I don't know anything about Bloodline. I know, Vlad, you have watched Bloodline.
Yes, I have.
So give me the premise.
All right, so there's these three siblings. It takes place in the Keys. And one's a cop, one's a lawyer, and one's a fisherman, I think. And basically, a murder takes place in the first season that they cover up. And it's really about the lengths that they go to keep this secret.
Okay.
The thing I can tell you about the new season, the third season coming up, is that there's another murder. They don't learn their lesson. And so,
do they ever?
Well, the cover-up is always worse than the crime.
Exactly. And then they, you know, the one thing that I'll say about this show is that I think that, like, in the past, Sissy Spacek's character, who plays their mother, has been really kind of blithely ignorant to everything that's going on. That won't be the case this season. She's going to get involved in all the conspiracy, so it'll be pretty interesting.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Into my saved for you box. Did that go?
So Brad Pitt has a movie coming out. I think the trailer looks hilarious, right? War Machine.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of like that Anthony Iannacci, like with Veep, and like he did that movie In the Loop. Yeah, it's sort of like that, and it's one of these movies that they're, you know, launching on Netflix at the same time as in theaters.
Oh, see, I did wonder about that. Okay, let's watch a little bit of it here.
My team and I are about to embark on a new direction.
What is this new direction?
We build Afghanistan into a free and prosperous nation.
All right, smile for the cameras, Glenn.
Sounds a lot like the old direction.
So it is in theaters as well.
Okay,
that makes sense.
So it's based on a true story.
It's based on a true story. There was a journalist named Michael Hastings wrote a story for Rolling Stone called The Operators, and it was about sort of the military operations in Afghanistan. And you know, they fictionalized it for this movie, but I would say that they kind of fictionalized it. Like, you'll definitely see some real life echoes there.
So will we recognize characters?
I mean, that was Hamid Karzai.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Ben Kingsley is playing Hamid Karzai, and like Obama actually appears as himself in the movie. They use news footage and everything. But yeah, you'll see a certain former national security advisor alluded to.
Michael Flynn, played by
maybe Anthony Michael Hall of all people. Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Yep.
That's from 16 Candles.
There you go.
That's pretty cool. All right. So, what are you hearing though about how it's being perceived, review-wise?
I think that, you know, I think it's. I'll be honest. I think it's a tough sell. I think that, like, to do a war movie right now that has a comic bent to it is kind of a tough sell. But you know, Brad Pitt's in it. It's on Netflix. I think a lot of people will watch it.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm really excited for this next Hulu documentary. It's called Becoming Bond.
Yeah.
Let's play a little bit of the trailer.
George Lazenby, used car manager.
George Lazenby went from being a car salesman in Queanbeyan to playing 007.
I didn't have any acting experience.
Is it true that you told a pack of lies to get the role?
But I must have done a pretty good job because they wanted me to sign for 6 more.
The new James Bond, George Lazenby.
I turned it all down.
So what's fascinating about this, I was talking to Anne-Marie about this before you came on, for the entire James Bond movie canon, many James Bond fans, including myself, usually place On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the film that George Lazenby starred in, as usually one of the best, if not the best Bond film of all the series. And this is a documentary about this actor who's picked out of nowhere to replace Sean Connery.
And you know, like, there was a big controversy when Sean Connery decided not to continue with the role because everyone loved Sean Connery and the role is so iconic. And you know, this guy came out of nowhere. He gets the role, and then he gives it up. He knows what a success it could be. I mean, you can see just from that small bit of footage that he's a character.
Oh yeah.
And you know, he talks a lot about sort of the debauchery that came with the role.
Oh boy.
So it's very entertaining. He's very funny, and you know, anyone who's a fan of the movies will like this sort of behind the scenes.
It sounds like a little life imitating art. smart when you talk about the debauchery.
Yeah, he talks a lot about how he started to believe that he was
James Bond.
Yeah, so.
But what I didn't understand is, clearly there's a documentary aspect to it, and then what? They're recreations with actors.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
so it's a documentary film is going all over the place these days, and that's one of them is the recreations, and
cool.
sometimes it's done well, sometimes not.
Okay, so you always give us catch up.
Yeah.
Right. What should we be catching up on?
Well, so the big news is that Orange is the New Black is coming back, and this season is a little bit different from the other seasons. Last season ended with a really dramatic cliffhanger. There was sort of the start of a prison riot, essentially.
Poussey was killed in the last season.
So there was a death. That was a spoiler. But no,
that's not a spoiler.
Well, if you're catching up, you might not know that.
It was last season.
Yeah,
it was
but
almost
that's why
a year and a half ago.
catch up.
But anyhow, so there was a murder, and it caused a prison riot. The thing I can tell you about this season is that this season the entire season takes place over 3 days, and it will deal with the prison riot from beginning to end. So,
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, so here is a recap of the TV Guide picks for this week. Bloodline, right? War Machine, if you're interested in a comedy about war, and a new on Netflix this week, Becoming Bond, which sounds like a fascinating documentary about one actor who got the shot of a lifetime to become James Bond, and then he only did it for one movie. It's now streaming on Hulu. You can catch up on Orange is the New Black as well before the new season premieres next month. And for all of you House of Cards fans, the newest season premieres on Tuesday. I am one of those.
But I mean, I'm going to be interested to see how they do House of Cards this year, given the realities of the world that we live in today. So that should be interesting.
Mickey O'Connor, TV Guide. Thank you so much, Mickey.
Thanks
Mickey.
Thanks.